I love being in contact with bees and tend to my beekeeping. This is my special place where nothing else matters. You're in fusion with the bees. They understand you, they know you, they feel you, and you feel them as well. And it's a beautiful connection. Hi, I'm Zahira Nedjraoui. I'm a program manager at Dubai Holding Asset Management and also a beekeeper. I overview all the project portfolio of Dubai Holding Asset Management ex TCOM. I do a lot of reporting in terms of progress, in terms of resource management, etc. I'm also the operations manager, which means that I take care of the whole department. And my department is the Development and Technical Services, which are the construction management branch of Dubai Holding Asset Management. I grew up in Algiers, in Algeria, and throughout my life I was in a city, but my parents sent me to a countryside school, and I'm really grateful for that, because thanks to this I was in contact and complete communion with nature. It was kind of an unconventional, community-oriented school. For example, during the breaks, we would go out in the fields and help the gardeners, steal some fruits here and there, fill our pockets full of fruits. And they would take us to the community cemetery, and we would help maintain the plants around it, water the flowers, and clean up. So my parents, of course, wanted me to do all the conventional extracurricular activities such as tennis, chess, classical dance, piano, you name it, everything. But I rebelled at around 15 years old when I decided that I would join the athletics team. And this is where I really found my tribe and my call. This was a very nice place for me because it forged my character. My mom is a renowned environmentalist, and my dad, a true nature lover who sees beauty in everything that surrounds him. I always remember him bringing in huge wildflower bouquets to my mom, and her complaining about the pollen that it spreads and the leaves. And but till today, he's still bringing in those beautiful bouquets. So I studied architecture in Algiers, and my first job was not actually in design, but in project management, which is something I didn't have in mind at all. I was more inclined to do building conservation and historic buildings. So when I started that project management journey, I kind of fell in love with it, and I wanted to study more and learn more about it and master it. So I decided to go to New York City, which was a big dream of mine to study there, having an uncle living there, and he hosted me for the first 6 months, and I prepared a master's degree in construction management in New York University. I stayed 3 years in New York City. I loved the fact that it was such a cosmopolitan place, such a cultural place. I lived in the Greek neighborhood in Astoria, so that gave me a sense of home in New York City. After 3 years in New York City, I thought it was time for me to move on. So I started looking for other opportunities, and I came across an ad on the New York Times for a job in Dubai. And I know Dubai as being the mecca of construction and project management professionals. So I decided to apply, and they were looking for people who were multilingual. And since I speak Arabic, English, and French, I thought I might have a chance. So I applied, and I was offered a job. So when I arrived in Dubai, I found a beautiful cosmopolitan country, and which is something I really liked when I was in New York City. minus the cold. The sunshine really did it for me, and decided that this place would be home. And I was hired at Sama Dubai, which was the international real estate branch of Dubai Holding. So we had projects all over the world. The projects were very exciting. The team was energetic, young, fun, and I really had a good time. And it's actually there that I met my husband. And I discovered that his dad was also an architect and a beekeeper. And he is the one who introduced me to the world of beekeeping. A few years later, when I got pregnant, we decided that I would give birth in Berlin and spend the last trimester there. To fill my time, I decided to help my father-in-law with his beekeeping. I wanted to get involved with the bees and beekeeping. I was so curious about it. And because I was pregnant, he didn't let me near the bees, but he let me do the honey extraction, which is a beautiful process of taking the honey off the frames and bottling it. And this was a beautiful experience in the sense of you have all that smells from the honey, from the pollen, from the propolis, from the beeswax that you inhale during this process. And this is what got me actually into beekeeping, not so much the interaction with the bees. And then when I got back to Dubai, I missed the bees, and I decided to get my first beehives and started looking online for information about bees and beekeeping, about an association I could join or beekeepers I could speak to, and couldn't find, unfortunately, any information on this. There was an article about a hobby beekeeper who kept bees in his backyard, so I tracked him down on LinkedIn and contacted him, and he invited me to his place, and he is actually the first person who helped me get my bees in Dubai. I kept a couple of hives in my balcony for a few years, and the word got out that there was a beekeeper in the neighborhood. Some people started reaching out to me to help them remove some wild bee swarms from their gardens. And they were happy to find an ethical alternative to the natural way of going and calling pest control to come and exterminate the bees. So I took it upon myself to learn how to do swarm removals and started helping the neighbors. And after this, I saw that there was a keen interest in the welfare of the bees, but still that lack of platform for people to find information. I decided to create a non-profit organization based on bees and beekeeping. I am a true believer in giving back to the community. I love Dubai so much. It gave me so much. So it was my turn to give back to Dubai. So I created this, what became the first Beekeepers Association here in the UAE. A few years down the line, the organization really thrived. And thanks to the educational mission, we have been able to reach out to so many schools, so many people, children. We have graduated over 200 beekeepers in Dubai. Which is an achievement. We created a very fun and like-minded community. We have welcomed hundreds of students in our bee garden. Even though I have that flexibility of work-life balance, it is still 2 full-time jobs that I have to take care of, plus 2 little children. So it is quite challenging, demanding, and I think this is where my competitive sports background comes in with the endurance, because you need a lot of endurance to sustain such a rhythm for such a long time. But I enjoy it. I love it. It's something that brings me a lot of joy. It's not easy every day, but the reward is so fulfilling. And in all of this, I also have to take care of my husband, who thinks he's in the bottom of the list. And I always joke with him to tell him that he's actually very lucky to be on that list. I work very closely with the Medina Jumeirah landscaping team, and particularly with Reggie, whom I know from Expo City, because in Expo City we had a similar program, a bee conservation program, and he was involved. There is an interesting story about Expo and the bees, where one day they called me out of the blue to come and rescue a swarm of bees that landed on their construction site, which came to a halt, a complete halt, thanks to their conservation protocols. So luckily, I had all my gear in the car, and I hopped on and went and rescued those bees, which I thought were wild bees, but actually were not. They decided to adopt them, and we kept them safe in our bee garden. And next week, they're moving back home to Expo City. We initiated a holistic program here in Medina Jumeirah, starting with the swarm removal training. So we train the landscaping team as well as the pest control companies to safely and ethically remove swarms, bee swarms. I think it's a very beautiful and impactful initiative that really helps the local ecosystem and make this beautiful biodiversity. You can hear now the birds chirping. I can see some bees flying and butterflies as well. So that what makes this place such a unique place. Jumeirah is really lush, and hopefully the other verticals will be influenced and join that train. As a consumer myself, I would rather choose a company that takes care of its environment, of the surroundings, and that convey such positive and impactful messages than any other brand. And Jumeirah is quite known for their embrace of environment with their turtles conservation program, and now I'm very proud to bring in the pollinators conservation program. And soon enough we will install a beehive in Madinat Jumeirah in Al Qasr. And the guests can come and witness the bees in action making their honey. We're also working closely with the sustainability team as well as the F&B team to source the honey that is served in the breakfast buffets or brunches locally, which is one of the main objectives of Dubai Holding, which is the local sourcing of their products and produce. And we're contributing to not only locally sourcing, but also supporting the local beekeeping community, which hopefully one day will be served to the guests in the restaurants. I truly believe that Dubai Holding CSR strategy and these environmental initiatives will have a big impact locally, regionally, and will be recognized internationally.